What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel for another TB Toycast unboxing. And boy, oh boy, do we have a controversial one today. But that's okay. Controversy creates cash, right? I don't know. But I will say, obviously, if you're looking at your screen, you know this is the Rush Collectibles Ringmaster's Donald Trump figure. And this is not going to be a political based video. This is simply an action figure review. And that's all it's going to be. So if you're upset by this or you absolutely love this, that really shouldn't matter regardless. This is all about the action figure, not a political video at all. I wanted to start off with that. I am reviewing this because my good friend Sal over at Rush Collectibles did this figure. I picked this up because Sal is a friend of mine and I wanted to support his company. And honestly, it was an interesting move because when I heard about that, I was like, well, I mean, he is running for president again, and he has a lot of ties to the world of professional wrestling. But is it a good idea? And it turns out it was a great idea because this sold very well for Sal, and helped his line kind of move forward when I think there was a little bit of uncertainty there. A lot of people may not know this, but probably about a year or so, maybe even longer ago, Sal's first run of figures, which was Jonah, Roadblock, and Larry Zbyszko, had some quality issues. Me personally, I never had an issue. Some people had some where the figures were falling apart and stuff like that. And it kind of caught a lot of negative feedback for Sal, so he had to kind of go back. He had to restructure some things. He had to find a new factory and do things better. Now, people still think, oh, your figures are going to fall apart. But as anyone knows, when we reviewed the Frankenstein, the Rush Ringmaster, or sorry, the Rush Monster Masters, easy for me to say, Frankenstein, it was great. Now, that's just a factory sample. This is an actual figure. So we'll look at this one and see what happens. But, I mean, first of all, I mean, that's definitely the Donald right there. Really cool, kind of American flag style packaging. Of course, there's the trading card back there, if you didn't know. All the Rush figures are now coming with trading cards. Donald J. Trump right there. Presidential edition, very nice. And much different carding, as you can see, the plastic slipcover over the card, so it's kind of a resealable type package. Some people like that, some people don't. We'll talk about it. Of course, Donald Trump here from New York, multi-billionaire, 45th president of the United States, television personality to say the least. Figure number 5 in series 2, and of course, coming soon, Spellbinder, aka Fantasio, Cowboy James Storm, Wildcat Chris Harris. As those come out, we will be unboxing those on the channel as well. Spellbinder is due for pre-order in January, I believe. So by the time this video is out, it'll probably be up. So check that out at rushcollectibles.com, rushfigures.com, or on the social media. Check it out there as well. So there, right there, there's the website. So cool figure. Let's so of course, like I said, this is just kind of the new style of packaging for some companies where it's not really a sealed package. It is sealed actually. I take that back. It is taped there. But I'm going to open it up, so we're going to see what it's about. Alright, so get the bubble out of there. It's actually sealed in there very, very, very well. Let's see, packaging is gone. Let's look at the trading card. I'm a trading card fan. I love the DC Multiverse figures that come with a trading card. Of course, same artwork there with kind of similar backgrounding there as well. And that's kind of cool. You can actually get this signed from the artist Sal from Rush. Or if you happen to run into Donald Trump, I guess you could get him to sign that as well. So that's kind of a cool thing, kind of a way to make that more of a collectible or a collector's item in your collection. So, of course, Trump here comes with a microphone. We'll see if we get him in the camera shot. Very cool articulation. Arms move well. Head, very, very good movement, but it's also put in there very well, too. This hand moves up and down well. No waist articulation. Some people are upset by that. It didn't bother me a bit because, to me, like, it doesn't need to move side to side, and I feel like it would kind of interfere with how the jacket looks. But, again, every opinion may be a little bit different there. Some people talked about the tie. What do you guys think about the tie? Like, I didn't even notice it until I put it, like, way up close, that the tie was a little low. But, to me, that's a minor issue. Overall, like, I look at this, I know that's Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, obviously, is a polarizing individual, so it's very easy to recognize him. But I feel like this is a very, very good likeness for him. Cool suited body. I mean, I like all the attention to detail. You can definitely see that Sal, he does a lot of his own, actually, he does all of his own sculpting. You can see all the detail he's added to this. So it definitely a vast improvement from his first run. So we're gonna get that in the shot there. But yeah, this is a really good figure. Now the retro figures are maybe not for everybody, but I like these a lot. And for a retro figure, we'll put the card right there so you can see that. I don't have a lot of like what I need for this figure to be, but I want it to stand up. And as you can see, very, very well balanced. Even if I move it around, it stands up just fine. Very well balanced figure. Like I said, the arms and the microphone will fall out, but it does sit in there very nicely. You can kind of move it around like that. Like I said, I was really surprised how good the articulation was. Like it's not loose, but it's actually put in there very well. So I like this figure a lot. I think if you're doing some figure photography, how cool would that be to have this Donald Trump kind of sitting front row like he did at WrestleMania 4 and 5? As a lot of people they may not remember that, but WrestleMania 4 and 5 was hosted by Donald Trump and took place at the Trump Plaza Hotel Casino back in the late 80s. And then, of course, he was a part of WrestleMania 20. I think Jesse Ventura actually interviewed him there. And, of course, Jesse Ventura recently back in the scene with pro wrestling again, or with WWE, rather. I just watched the rerun of Saturday Night's Main Event, the one they did back in December. Really, really fun. I was super nostalgic for that. I hope they do more stuff like that. Kind of gives that old school feel. The red, white, and blue ropes. I love bringing back the retro title. I thought that was great. Having Jesse on there was awesome. It was a really fun show. I think the network television specials are very fun. So that's something I hope keeps continuing with WWE. Very cool stuff. And Jesse Ventura being back under a Legends deal is huge. Jesse Ventura, not a lot of wrestling figures. He had these LJN back in the day, of course. And then I think he had a couple of Jakks Classics, but I think that was it. I mean, he had a couple of like Governor Jesse Ventura dolls that came out that were kind of by an independent company, but nothing really since then. So if we could get some Mattel Elite Jesse Venturas, that would be absolutely outstanding. But I think this figure is great from Rush. If you're a Donald Trump guy, I could see enjoying it. If you're just getting it because it's ironic, that's also kind of a fun thing. It's well put together. The detail is excellent, and it looks like the Donald. Like, what more could you ask for as far as for a retro? I think it's really, really cool. The retros are kind of all over the place nowadays. We have so many companies doing retros, and so many companies doing different types of retros that it's hard to kind of keep up with it all. But this was one that I think took a lot of people by surprise, and not only did Sal do this, he turned it out very quickly, which I don't think a lot of people expected. He turned this figure out in just a few months, and that was pretty shocking. Frankenstein, as I record this, will be shipping very, very soon. I know the Pro Wrestling NES characters are in production. Nosferatu is in production. Plus, like I said, the pre-order for Spellbinder, aka Fantasio, will be coming up as well. So a lot of really cool stuff happening from Rush Collectibles. And one thing I'll tell you, if you're on the fence, like you've heard bad things, you're not sure, should I spend my money there? I'm not sure because I've heard bad things. I totally get that. But here's what I'll tell you. Sal caught some bad luck, but I think he's trying to correct it. And this figure, as you can see, is not falling apart. This is one of the most sturdy retro style figures I have ever really messed with in the last little bit. And I unbox a lot of these on the channel, as you guys know. And this is as good as they come. So I have absolutely, as you can see, every seam on there is great. Quality is second to none. I think the new factory really did a lot of good for Sal. I dropped the microphone and I don't know where it went. I think it fell under the table. Oh my gosh, what a terrible situation. But I will find it. That's all right though. The Trump is an excellent figure, and it's a fun addition to any retro collection. And unfortunately, this one did sell out very, very quickly, but I will tell you this, with Rush Collectibles, the pre-order is the order in a lot of cases. There may be some left over sometimes, but not always. So if you want to get these figures, I highly recommend hitting up his pre-orders, pre-ordering Spellbinder, pre-ordering Cowboy James Storm when the time comes, Wildcat Chris Harris when the time comes, and anything else that he's got down the pipeline, because as always, there's always some new stuff happening with all these different toy companies. And I'm really excited for everything they have coming here in 2025. But yeah, this is a fun figure. I'm sure some people will not like this, and some people will love this. As we know, it's a polarizing figure, not just as an action figure, but a figure in the general public's eye. But like I said, this is an action figure review. This has nothing to do with politics. I personally believe this show, my podcast, is a vehicle to pull us away from real life. This is supposed to be fun. That's why I do these things. I don't do these for political agenda or anything else, because I think talking toys is supposed to be fun, and that is the goal, and that's what we're going to do. But I really enjoy this figure. The quality is a lot better than obviously the previous releases, and is right up there with any other retro company that I've seen in the last year or two. So definitely worth. Don't sleep on Rush Collectibles. That's what I'll say. It's definitely worth picking up if you ever get an opportunity, because there may be some floating around on eBay and Mercari and places like that. But don't sleep on Rush Collectibles for future releases, because you don't want to be left out on these. Very, very good stuff. Thank you guys for checking out this YouTube video. Make sure to check other videos out in the archives. I recently unboxed a Santa Batman from the DC Multiverse line from McFarlane Toys. A really fun figure. That's definitely a fun video and a really fun unboxing. Speaking of retros, I did Kurt Fuller from Grapplers and Gimmicks at Hastel Toy over there. Totally random one, right? Kurt Fuller, are you kidding me? But how fun is that as a retro? And so much other stuff. And I got a whole pile of stuff over. I wish you could see it. I mean, I could turn the camera over there, but my room's a little messy, so I'm not going to do that. All kinds of stuff I need to unbox, so that'll all be coming up very soon right here on this YouTube channel. And also check out the podcast, the TB Toycast podcast. Every Thursday, we have a different main event. Plus, we dive into toy news and everything else that has us excited in the toy world. A lot of cool stuff happening there. We did an episode not too long ago. Actually, it was a long time ago, now that I say that. But it was on G.I. Joe Classified Series 1. To the point where I'm like, how come we haven't done Series 2? But, sometimes that happens. So, check that out. It's in the archives. I'll put the little picture up here. But, yeah, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. And subscribe to the podcast. And that way you never miss an episode. New unboxing videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That is Donald Trump from Rush Collectibles. And we will see you all in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.